I'm Tim Banak, Invasive Species Coordinator with the Missouri Department of Conservation. One of the things that, since we don't have the resources to be able to put inspectors at all of our accesses, because we have so many accesses, lake accesses in Missouri, we're trying to focus on containment in the relatively few reservoirs that we have infested. We try and focus our education efforts on the public to get them to take precautions so that they don't spread zebra mussels into our other uninfested lakes. We only have about 4 lakes that are infested, so I think that's a good strategy to try and contain those mussels in those few reservoirs that we have infested in Missouri. We have zebra mussels, of course, from the Great Lakes into the Mississippi River early on, several years ago. Our first interior infestation was in the Lake of the Ozarks in June of 2006. We have zebra mussels in relatively few waters in Missouri, few interior waters. We only have them in Lake of the Ozarks, Bull Shoals Lake, Taneycomo, and Lake Lotawana are the only reservoirs within Missouri that we have lakes. Our zebra mussel program in Missouri is based a lot on public information and education. We post signs at the boat ramps at the lakes. We do a lot of public information through our nature centers and with billboards and radio ads and things like that to try and involve and inform people about what they can do to prevent the spread of zebra mussels in Missouri. We recently did a boater survey to look at their habits and attitudes related to aquatic nuisance species. We found out that Missouri boaters know very little about aquatic nuisance species with the exceptions of zebra mussels and Asian carp, and they also didn't know that there were steps to take, much less what those steps were. So we got a lot of work to do to educate people on how they can prevent spreading zebra mussels into our uninfested waters in Missouri. We also found out that one of the best ways that they get their aquatic information about nuisance species was through our conservationist magazine. So we'll be targeting these folks with some articles in our conservation magazine about how to prevent spreading aquatic nuisance species. A couple of the things that we've done as an agency to protect some of our waters, our important waters like hatchery water supply lakes, is implemented regulations that prohibit personal watercraft and boats from being used on those lakes. We've also not allowed any bait that has to be held in water to be used on those lakes to make sure that we don't contaminate our very important reservoirs that feed our hatchery water supplies. Missouri is very concerned about the spread of zebra mussels into our uninfested waters. One of the things that we do is we sample for zebra mussel villagers on an annual basis. We don't do every lake every year, but we rotate a schedule of our lakes and try and sample all of our reservoirs at least on a 3-year rotating period. And especially our important ones we do on an annual basis, like our hatchery water supply lakes or lakes that are of high risk are done more frequently. And we do that to allow us to be able to find out if zebra mussels are there earlier than what the adults would show up, so we can get an idea of if a lake is infested or not, and let the people know that use that lake that they certainly need to take precautions to not spread zebra mussels from those infested lakes. Another one of the things that we do, since we do not have the resources and we have so many accesses on our reservoirs in Missouri, we cannot cover those with people that are paid to do inspections on those reservoirs. We have, however, contracted with our Coast Guard Auxiliary to do the 100th Meridian surveys, which are surveys of what the boaters know about aquatic nuisance species and also inspections of their boat and showing them how to inspect their boat if there might